Hey everyone, how you doing? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Vanessa Raath. I actually was over in the UK to present at Team's annual conference earlier this year. So those of you should hopefully remember me from my keynote. Now, what I'm doing is I'm starting a series of AI tips and tricks with the wonderful people from the Team Network. So we're going to start off today's session looking at how you can use different LLMs, LLM standing for large language models, and we're going to be looking at what's called the frontier LLMs, the main ones. So before we jump into it, let me just explain a little bit more about myself for those of you who don't know who I am. So I'm a talent sourcing trainer. I train teams all over the world, and this has quickly morphed into being an AI strategist and consultant. And at the moment, I'm doing a lot of work working with companies, analyzing their current tech stacks, looking at where they want to be in the next couple of months using AI, identifying friction points, what is slowing down their time to hire, and also what just to help them with the overwhelm of this AI tsunami of softwares that is out there. So that's pretty much what I do in a nutshell. And I do all of that from home, which is in sunny South Africa. I also do a lot of speaking at conferences. So I'm off to Amsterdam next week to do another keynote, also about AI and recruitment in Amsterdam. Now, I'd like to invite you all to join our Facebook community. There's a lot of conversations in there about AI, and it's a good way to keep in touch between these videos, which I will be producing every month for members of the Team Network. Now, just before we launch into it, I really want to just highlight this point over here, which is my take on AI. And I really want you to take this to heart because I firmly believe that AI should handle our tasks. Have you ever heard of any recruiter who went into recruitment because they love admin? No. So let's use AI to help us do all of those administrative tasks. Recruitment has become very admin heavy. And let's use AI to augment our positions and focus on the next sentence, which is humans handle trust. Now, most humans in the recruitment space these days are very stretched. There's lots that they have to do, trying to meet targets, trying to deliver on all of their client requirements, and they don't really have that much time at all. So if we were to be using AI to help us with some of those tasks, to free up some more time, to allow us to be human, we would actually be able to deal a lot more with building relationships with clients and candidates and winning their trust. So that is my take on how we're going to use AI. It's not going to replace us. Well, not all of us anyway, but it is going to augment how we work. Now, something that I want to share with you is this document, which I also mentioned at the conference. It is growing because I add to it daily. So please scan the QR code. And you can see all of the tools which you have available to you that will assist you using AI in your recruitment businesses. Because we've actually come to a bit of a crossroads at the moment in our path with our journey with AI. We're pretty much 3 years into it. In November, it's going to be 3 years since OpenAI actually launched. And as you can see on the left-hand side, we have got personal use of LLMs, which we're going to be focusing on today. And we're going to be looking at a couple of different models which you could be using. And on the right, you've also got a whole lot of AI tools, which is where I'm doing a lot of consulting to clients about how they can utilize them better. So for today's session, we're focusing on the top half of the divide, and we are going to be looking at a couple of LLMs. So let me go and dive straight in. I'm going to use 2 examples, and I'm going to put together 2 prompts. And these are simple prompts. So the first one is we're just going to use these LLMs as generative AI that they are. So I'm going to say, write a job description for a CA in FMCG based in London, right? So we're going to take that, and what we're going to do is we are going to do a study where we put it into different LLMs. So we're going to start by using Perplexity, and I really enjoy Perplexity. It's my go-to. I actually am using Perplexity a lot more than Google these days. And let's see what that comes up with. The second one we're going to look at is Grok, and as us South Africans refer to it, it comes from our cousin Elon. And I'm going to put exactly the prompt in there. Then we're going to go and have a look at another LLM, and we're going to look at Gemini, which comes from Google. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to show you by ways of a comparison how all of these different tools work. And just a disclaimer up front is that when it comes to these tools, the only one that I pay for is OpenAI. The others, I'm all using the free version. And for this one, I could have used the free version of OpenAI. So as you can see, and I'm really hoping that all of the LLMs are behaving themselves today, is that all of these are going to be able to do this simple task. They are going to put together a role description for me. As you can see, OpenAI has done it very successfully. You will notice a difference maybe in subheadings of what they've highlighted and maybe what they haven't. But also, they've all done what I've asked. So if we go and have a look at Gemini here, they've put together a very nice document. Claude, which comes from Anthropic, and I do like, you know, the tasks that they generate over here. Let's go up to it over here. You can see it's come out with a nice set of results. I do like Claude because it actually, you know, comes up with subheadings which the others haven't thought of. For example, desirable requirements, what we offer, the application process. And we all know that we always need to keep prompting to get it almost in line with what we're looking for, and then add our personalization at the end. Let's go and see what Grok did. And we can see over there, Grok has come up also. I like the way that Grok writes. They've also got desirable skills. They've also got what we offer and the application process. So they've all produced something. Over here, we can see Perplexity has also managed to do it. So these tools are great at generating content. This is why they're called generative AI tools. And as you can see, they've all done what I've wanted. I would need to read through all of them, decide which one I like the best, maybe incorporate elements of some into others, but they have done what I've asked. So let me show you where the difference comes in. If I was to now push it a little bit and say, create a table of the most, let's go, sort after CAs in the FMCG space in London, add why you have included them. Should it be like down to seniority that we're looking at? And you can see over here that its spelling doesn't really matter. Seniority or accolades, and we can even say qualifications are important. And then I'm going to be cheeky and I'm going to say, add in any contact details you might find for each individual. So as you can see over there, I've given it more of a prompt. I'm going to make it think a little bit more. And I'm going to take the same prompt, do exactly the same exercise, let OpenAI go and start on that. We can try Perplexity too. Let's go and drop it into Grok. And you can see I'm keeping the same kind of chat going so that it understands, you know, that this is linked to the role description. Use that information that you have created. And this is when, as I said, we're going to see how these differ. Now, some of them might be thinking for a little bit, but let's go on to OpenAI, which is very quick now with the GPT-5 version. And you can see it's told me it's a bit of a head scratcher, but here's my table. And it's given me 4 people, name entities. It's told me why it's included them, you know, what are they good at? Also their known contact or sources. Okay, no like real phone numbers or, you know, Gmail addresses coming through there. It's also got, you know, why direct. It hasn't got a direct link for this. What it means for me gives me a little bit of ideas of where else to go and have a look. Ideas of, do I want to pivot? Do I want to pivot more to the best CA-led firms to maybe find more people? So it's interesting. It has given me these names. These would be my starting point. I could also ask it to replicate this, go and find more names. But as a first pass, we will leave it at that. Okay. Claude over here, because I haven't upgraded, has told me that it's having constraints. It must be quite busy at the moment. So let's go and have a look over here. Now, I like to think of Gemini a little bit as the head boy of the LLMs or the frontier LLMs that we're looking at. because it always says due to privacy concerns. So it never gives you names of people. Very hard to get contact information, but does often give me ideas. So for example, it said, go and have a look at different names of people that you could be looking for. These are different job titles. Also tells me I must look at professional networking platforms. Very helpful. Thank you, Gemini. Let's see what Grok comes up with. So Grok is still thinking, but I can see it's generating some names for me. Let's go to Perplexity. Now, Perplexity's got a great link into the internet itself, so it always comes up with some fantastic results. And you can see there I've got names, I've got their seniority, their accolades, their qualifications, reason why it's been included, and also has given me some contact details of where they work, phone numbers, links to websites. I can see all of the sources where it's found the information over there, which is great. Okay. So Perplexity was a lot better at finding these key things. It's also given me summary notes. It's also given me more information over here. I can ask for it in different formats. And I also like over here the questions. So which CAs have recognized FMCG industry awards or high profile client mandates? That's a great question. It's a great prompt. I'd love to know more because I do believe that this would give me some of the answers that I'm looking for. Okay. Which is great. Let's go and see how Grok is doing. So Grok is still thinking over there, but I can see Grok is actually coming up with some really good answers because I can see some names coming through. I can see it's also doing its research there and it's linking to sources. So we can come back to that one. Let's see, have we got Claude over here? Right, Claude, there we go, has decided to run. Also, a little bit of a head boy kind of vibe coming from here. So it often says it can't help me, but it does give me a few pointers of where I could go and have a look. Professional networks, like I might not have known about the Institute of Chartered Accountants that I could maybe go and have a look at, and some other key roles to go and explore. So if we go to Grok over there, you can see it thought for 3.5 minutes. So it's been quite busy. Okay, let's just close this off over here. And there we go. So if Grok is definitely not the head boy of being polite and worrying about data privacy when it comes to LLM, you can see it's gone, it's done the research for me. It's given me links to their LinkedIn profiles. I've got the names of the individuals over here and why they have been included. Okay. So on that note, just a reminder that if you find yourself running out of prompts or anything like that, you are able to search and do different tasks on different LLMs. I am an advocate of paying for OpenAI, and I will actually be sharing with you why I believe that you should be doing the same in future sessions. But I hope that that gave you a good understanding that depending on your prompt, depending on which outcome you're looking for, will determine which LLM you do go and have a look at when you are searching for whatever it might be, opposed to when you're just trying to generate content. So thank you very much. Hope that you enjoyed that. Let me know, drop me a message on LinkedIn. I'd love to hear from you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.